Hello, good people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. Still on the issue of Nnamdi Kanu health challenge. Right now, the lawyer who is the lead person of his legal counsel, talking about Ifeanyi Ejiofor, has decided to take a bold move to the court, and right now he's demanding that Nnamdi Kanu should be transferred from the custody of DSS to another place, which for him is most suitable for Nnamdi Kanu. Don't forget that before now we've been fully informed that before he came down to Nigeria, was repatriated down to Nigeria, he went through some beatings and torture and all of that, and that has triggered a health challenge for him. But right now the demand is he should be freed from DSS custody to another place, which for them is more better. And in another development, IPOB has decided to call on some international organizations ranging from African Union down to United Nations, even ECOWAS, and other men and women of sound conscience to come to the help of Nnamdi Kanu. You will see the reason why they are putting this plea ahead to all these international organization. But before we go on to give you details of all of this, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the notification bell, so that anytime we publish our video, you'll be the first to get it. All right, let's look at the news in detail. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who is the lead person to Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of indigenous people of Biafra, has filed a case against the federal government over alleged maltreatment of his client in the custody of the Department of State Services DSS. Ejiofor, in a suit filed at the Federal High Court in Abuja, prayed the court to order the transfer of Nnamdi Kanu from the DSS custody to Nigerian Correctional Service Center in Kuje, Abuja. Recall that following the repatriation of Nnamdi Kanu by the Nigerian government, the Federal High Court, presided by Justice Binta had ordered that Kanu be detained at the DSS custody pending the resumption of his trial on July 26. However, his lawyer, who was recently permitted to visit his client, said he is currently facing health challenges threatening his life, that it will save the interest of justice and enhance fair hearing for these honorable court to transfer the applicant from the State Security Service to the Nigerian Correctional Service Center in Kuje, Abuja, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, that the defendant undertake to bear any cost incidental to getting the medical expert to attend to his ill health while in custody. The defendant can only be alive to attend to his trial, which cannot be guaranteed because of his rapid deteriorating health situation, Ejiofor made the court to know. Meanwhile, in another development, the indigenous people of Biafra have called on the United Nations, the African Union, the European Union, and the Economic Community of West African States to defend its leader, Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in the custody of Department of State Services DSS. According to a statement obtained by on Wednesday, the group spokesperson, Emma Powerful, the IPOB leader's health has deteriorated. It urged human rights organizations to rise in his defense. The group criticized the Nigerian government and operative of the DSS who have refused Kanu to have access to his medical doctors. According to them, the road We the Global Family of Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB, ably led by our great leader Nnamdi Kanu, wished to alert the world and men of good conscience about the deteriorating health condition of our leader Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in detention at the Department of State Services DSS dungeon since his illegal abduction in Kenya and criminal repatriation to Nigeria. Every attempt by his physician to gain access to him has been rebuffed by the DSS, thereby worsening his health condition. IPOB reiterated that Kanu was tortured for 8 days by the Kenyan security operatives before being handed over to their Nigerian counterpart, who had continued to brutalize him. According to the statement, and I quote, he said, "We are letting the world about these anomaly to compel the Nigerian government to grant our leader doctors access to see him for a thorough medical examination, bearing in mind the terrible torture he underwent for 8 days at the hands of the Kenyan security agents. We wish to unequivocally state that no harm should befall our leader, as the consequences can only be better imagined. This is not a threat, but a promise. Nigeria has been winning and dining with bandits and terrorists, but dehumanizing and killing peaceful agitators and freedom fighters. We urge human rights organizations, UN, AU, EU, ECOWAS, and other relevant organizations across the globe to rise in defense of justice and compel the Nigerian government and her compromised security agencies to grant our leader's doctor unfettered access to him. Our leader must not die in DSS custody, neither should he suffer any serious health complication," the statement continued. In a statement titled "IPOB Raised Concern Over Leader's Health," the group stated Kanu has not committed any crime against Nigeria and Kenya, which have persistently abused his human rights. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any crime against Nigerian or Kenyan government to warrant being treated as a criminal. Human rights organizations and men and women of good conscience across the world should not watch idly while the wicked Nigerian security agents are dehumanizing our leader. Our leader's fundamental human rights have been grossly violated by the Nigerian government and Kenyan government and continue to be violated with each passing day under the custody of the DSS. Nnamdi Kanu must be released to enable him to undergo a proper medical examination, having gone through the most horrendous inhuman treatment and torture at the hands of the Kenyan security agent, the statement added. This is a serious issue, I tell you, and the outcry started yesterday from his lawyer, legal representative, or called legal counsel. He made Nigerians to understand that the state of his health, as Nnamdi Kanu was bad, talked about the issue of expansion of his chest or his heart as a result of what he passed through, in the hands of Kenyan security. And right now, I think according to the lawyer, he said he has already tendered the need. That's, I think, has written something to the Nigerian government to see how they can allow him at least gain access to his doctor so that he can be treated, considering his health challenges and also emotional challenges. But however, I like to just look at these from different perspectives. Now, this situation is one that has to do with human rights. Don't forget that Malami had also given a promise that Nnamdi Kanu is going to be given fair hearing, in the law court. But unfortunately, what we are hearing now is that on the 26th, the Federal High Court will be embarking on, they'll be embarking on vacation, which means that his case, which is meant to be tried, I think, on the 27th of July, won't be possible. So which also means that it has been postponed. And with all of this happening, I think it's also needful for the government to give understanding to these people's cry, because one of the things that will put a thumbs up for the government will be if they allow him to gain access to his doctor, enjoy his fundamental human right without any form of, withdrawal of it in any way. You understand? Right now, the spotlight of the entirety of Africa, or let me not say Africa, democratically elected leaders is on Nigeria, or countries practicing democracy. It's on Nigeria. So considering that everything should be done in sync with the provision of the Constitution, it's overly important. I can still remember when the case of health challenges for this particular man who leads a group in the north came up, talking about El Zaki, when his case came up, health condition was bad. I could still remember that he was allowed, I think, to be moved down to, he was given that access of, accessing medical care from as far as, I think, India or so. And if that had been done to him, the same should also be done to Nnamdi Kanu, so that, fingers will not start pointing at him and all of that. We'd like to leave it there and wait to see what the response of the federal government will be in this regard. But then just go to our comment section. Let's interact. Please stay away from making wrong statement. It's not important. It doesn't solve any problem. Just go straight to the point. Tell us what's your viewpoint with what